The perception of fitness wasn't an aesthetic 40 50 years ago. The chic fitness girl and yoga aesthetic was reserved to a woman dressed chic and high maintenance, almost like in a movie. In the beginning, when I first saw it, like you, I used to wonder which new brand is this now being seen almost everywhere, and why is it a growing interest of celebrities and influencer shopping halls. I was seeing this logo a lot more online and on TV shows in the last 1 year, and I could only relate it with athleisure and streetwear. Turns out this logo belongs to Alo, which is a premium fitness wear brand primarily built as a yoga wear brand and then expanded in a way that it also wanted people to think of it as a lifestyle athleisure brand. What are the odds?
And I just loved it. I think their stuff is amazing, and so I've been on to Alo for a minute now.
또 브랜드가 주는 좋은 에너지가 저와 잘 맞는 것 같습니다.
I think their quality is amazing as well.
Alo changed the perception of yoga apparel being a movie aesthetic to making it the real deal today. And did you know that it was created by two best friends?
This is my best friend since we were 13 years old.
So here's a video on yet another brand in the category of premium wear made popular by trends, aesthetics, and retail rivalry. Alo is reaching everywhere from virtual reality sessions and Roblox environments in the metaverse, New York Fashion Show, and being seen of popular celebrities and movies. This brand is on its way to becoming a household name. Hello and welcome. If you're new to my channel, let me tell you that I am a brand marketer and I make videos on pop culture brands, and in my videos I try to give you insights on how brands usually make decisions. In this video, I'm going to tell you how Alo became the go-to brand of women's premium fitness apparel, rivaling Lululemon, which is also popular for premium yoga apparel by the way, and how Alo rose to being the preferred brand despite these big players existing in the market. We'll be talking about how the brand uses events and its own venues, which the brand calls wellness clubs, along with collaborations and experiential marketing to create an entire ecosystem of a premium athleisure and fitness community. Let's go. As we begin, we cannot talk about Alo before we talk about Lululemon and other fitness apparel brands. Lululemon was the OG lifestyle apparel brand which people wanted to be associated with. There was an entire culture of a certain type of buyer being a Lululemon buyer, with mentions in rap songs and product placements and parodies alike. When we look into the value proposition curve, we see that Alo is solving something that other brands did not, and it gave them major leverage over Lululemon and other brands. Alo did something that other brands couldn't. It solved two distinct needs, one for aesthetic yoga wear and second for size inclusivity. We're going to talk about the size inclusivity in another 2 minutes because I know you might think that we don't frequently see Alo on plus size models and influencers as often, so what are you talking about? But when it comes to aesthetics, and before you think that other fitness brands also offer monochromatic and neutral colored sets as well, you'll notice one subtle difference in comparison to the product designs of Alo Yoga. And this difference is that others' designs were rather sporty and athletic. You'll notice that Alo yoga sets have toned down stripes and almost have no seams distincted with dual colors or any racer back or sporty shapes or necklines on the print side of things. This adds more to the subtlety of the earthy appeal of the design, and despite this being a subtle difference in detailing, it is crucial when we look at the buyer demographic which is willing to pay a premium price for earthy tone two-piece workout sets to appear elevated and appear like they make premium purchases. And for similar reasons, when it comes to fabric quality, consumers did not hesitate to open their wallets. Turns out Alo uses manufacturing units from Vietnam and Taiwan, whereas other athletic apparel brands like Puma or Nike uses exports from Bangladesh, which is under fire for supporting bonded labor and also for creating apparel waste. This also gives Alo the appeal of being sustainable, and it also checks out. Alo is doing some good things with their loyalty program, more of that in a minute, but first we also need to factor Alo's advertisement. It has an advantage when it advertises its apparel in a way that one must exclusively have yoga sets for yoga practice. So time and again it reminds its buyers to invest in tennis sets, running sets and yoga sets to see maximum yield of their workouts and of course participate in fashion. It's a good mental model as well for separating apparel for workouts from apparel for work or for sleep. These books define how easily the mind starts to feel differently when one puts on a different workout set, and I can see how Aloe's community would also indulge in this thought of owning separate pieces of workout clothing and giving into consumerism. It makes one feel invested into the whole workout routine and wellness state of being in their journeys. Remember, I told you about the inclusivity efforts by Aloe a few minutes back? There's a change model feature on the website, again winning points with diversity inclusion. This influences more buyers into thinking that the company cares for them and wants to include them. Aloe doesn't feature plus size models on their campaigns, but still this is a move appreciated by buyers, and Aloe gained more popularity. And back to speaking of advertising and media communication, we will note that Aloe features popular celebrities in their podcasts and interviews when these celebrities are in the spotlight.
What's one Aloe item you can't live without?
I really like, I don't even know if it's out yet, but I love that white winter coat, the all white one, the puffer one. Do you know that one?
How do you find balance in your everyday life?
Cold plunging. My cold plunging.
What's one Aloe item you can't live without?
What's one? I have to narrow it down to one? Oh my goodness, probably my airlift leggings.
They're the best.
Ultimately, Aloe this way also curated a sense of prideful ownership with its apparel. Celebrity-owned workout apparel industry is apparently worth $10 billion, and Aloe Fitness continues to grow despite other celebrity endorsement apparel brands existing in the market. It's about to launch its very first retail store next year in South America, so you can see how Aloe is progressing really fast. Aloe, as a result, has also doubled down on the fascination of sports apparel. The company, as we speak today, operates over 50 stores, many featuring yoga studios, and has expanded into footwear, beauty, and wellness products. And yes, the Aloe mat and the running shoes are latest additions and also bestsellers, so to speak. Aloe has also extended its men's line today with several popular celebrities who have huge fan bases. So Aloe is also tapping onto that target to attract both male and female buyers. Aloe also expanded with CGPs like energy powders, immunity shots, and the fascination with Aloe seems almost unreal, and more buyers want to become a part of the community as a result. Because it appears that it's hard to miss now. The FOMO is strong here. In fact, there are many trading groups where people seem to be interested in buying and reselling Aloe items. Speaking of selling, Aloe is big on retail expansion. The retail atmosphere does not differ significantly from other store atmospheres. Notice the minimal atmosphere and warm color-coded placements of furniture. The white and black or monochromatic placement of items on hangers again adds to the design of the product's appeal that I told you about earlier. Minimalism, simplicity, all of that. And when Aloe launches a new store, they make sure they have people's attentions. There's also live DJ sets and yoga performers as a common theme in all store launches, magnifying the experiential marketing experience. So when someone passes by, sees these performers in yoga poses, they're likely to look twice and investigate what's that about. And if you don't know what experiential marketing is, it is when brands try to create an environment where they invite you to experience their story and their lifestyle. In the US, Aloe Fit went from digital to retail by being placed in Anthropologie, Nordstrom, and Zappos-like retailers. These feature spatial and big trial rooms when I talk about the retail outlets in the US with earthy and neutral granite decor. This is a contemporary elevated sort of environment, so again the buyer feels like they are giving into the premium experience. But wait a minute, this juice looks so familiar. The Erewhon smoothies are so fitting for being placed inside the Aloe stores. Now this is something for someone who is going all in for the premium appeal. This video is about premium retail products like Aloe Fitness, and you need to watch how multi-brand retailers like Erewhon sell premium products too to understand the bigger and complete picture of premium goods marketing. I recommend you check that out after watching this video. You won't regret it. Outside the many new retail stores in US like in Portland, Harbor East, Arizona, Texas, Aloe Fitness partners are globally spread through the UAE, India, and would even hire actors as brand ambassadors in UK when they would launch a new store. And retail expansion continues in Istanbul, Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, Thailand, Indonesia, so the entire APAC region. The reward system is also unique with Alo. So for receiving NFTs, they also have a sanctuary with Roblox for daily affirmations at the checkout counter and offers unique VR experiences where participants could meditate together. Now, I think that's amazing. And apparently they donated using their CSR methods as well. So there's an Aura orb and a digital storefront too in the metaverse that Alo has built. But when things start to look too good to be true or too advanced for the brand, then maybe it probably is the truth. Alo got hit with a lawsuit, but I'm not going to talk about those details in this video. Fast forward to today, they also use SMS marketing extensively during the holiday season and during the single sales campaign that happened recently. And also sustainability is what Alo pledges to as an alleged mission. So there's a loyalty program using VRDN and buyers can use their loyalty points in it to plant trees and feel good about themselves, and they feel like they're doing a good deed. And you'll see the similarity it holds with the Alo name and its mission of being associated with air, land and ocean. But there's more. The American Ballet Theatre and New York Fashion Week collaborations with supermodels gracing the gyms again was also encouraging more footfall in the wellness studios they've set up in LA and other regions. And interestingly, many influencers have glamorized these workout studios, further adding to Alo's appeal. So there you have it, some of the many reasons why Alo Fitness continues to grow as a strong brand in the sports apparel sector. From collaborating with popular retailers in the country of expansion they're about to be seen in, to getting more actors in their advertisements and everything in between added to Alo's appeal as we know it today. But all of this is when Alo is operating in easy waters. I think it'll be interesting to see how Alo will pursue the market after news broke out about Vori, one of Alo's and Lululemon's biggest competitors, raising $825 million and growing its presence in the States. Would you like to watch a video about Lululemon's growth? Let me know in the comments. I'm glad you watched till the end. Please do check out other videos on my channel if you like this one. I will see you on the next one.